Alright guys, it's Tuesday night down here by the Anchor Night Market. It's a little bit different. I haven't been down here in a couple days. I didn't hear about this. Part of it's open. That part over there is undergoing some construction. Normally we like to go and sit for maybe a half hour, 45 minutes a night. Good place to do some people watching. I like it down here, but it looks like probably 2/3 of it is going to be closed until they finish fixing the street. It is a street, but it actually serves as a more or less a sidewalk. No vehicles go in there when it's open. It's all enclosed. They have benches for people to sit, garbage cans, that kind of thing. Like I said, I haven't been down here in a while. So maybe somebody that lives here knows what's going on, or how long that's gonna be before they go back to full running capacity. I will give you an update though when it's done. We'll see what kind of improvements they make and all that good stuff. You know, I hear from people sometimes that they want to do something different with their lives. They want to move to Cambodia, but they're just not sure. There's a lot of uncertainty involved in making a decision. And I am in no position to make decisions for anybody else's life, especially a huge decision like whether to just pack up and move to another country. I can't make that call for anybody. But I can tell you my own personal experience. Nerve-wracking. It can be very nerve-wracking. I mean, you're basically taking everything you've known in your country, in your state, in your little town, wherever it is, and you're giving that all up to go to a place that you might have visited before but never really got a chance to know or explore much. Yeah, that's a pretty big decision. For me, I always go back to a quote, and I forget who to attribute it to, but somebody said, in the end, you won't regret the decisions you made or the choices you made, but the choices you didn't make, or something along those lines. And that was always in my head. What if I hadn't done this? What if I hadn't decided to make the move? What if I just sat back and thought about it, or kept putting it off next year, next month, maybe next month? Well, I don't have enough money now. Well, now I need this in where I'm at now, so I'm gonna have to take money out of my travel fund to do that. There's just all kinds of things that would impede progress. But if you wait for all the lights to turn green before you leave your house, you'll never get anywhere. And I just had a gut feeling and said, this is when I'm going to pull the trigger. Once you have that in your mind, it makes it easier. But still, when I walked in and quit my job, knowing I wasn't going to be leaving for another 2 or 3 weeks, waiting for some funds to get into my account, I mean, that was the moment for me. I might as well have already left, because I just quit my job. I quit my job. I started selling my things. People were coming to pick up my things. Xbox One, gone. TV, gone. PlayStation 4, gone. All my things were going away. And that made it pretty real. didn't make it any less nervous on my part. But it did help knowing that I thought I was doing the right thing for myself when I got on that plane. Because that was the defining moment, leaving my apartment that I lived in for the last year. My previous apartment, 10 years, over 10 years I lived there. Leaving it for the last time with 1 suitcase, 2 backpacks, which was now everything I owned. But as you all know, if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know how much I love this country, how much I love Siem Reap, and how even to this day I've never had an incident of being homesick or thinking, oh, should I go home? I miss this, I miss that. I haven't had any of that, even though it is very common, and it's not a sign of weakness if you do. I'm just saying that for me, I've never had that happen since I've been here. I felt at home from day one, still feel at home, and in no way would want to leave. That doesn't mean I'm not going to. I mean, the harsh realities of life are simply this. You spend the money you save without having any income to put back into it. Eventually, you start running out of money, right? Basic math. So there's no guarantees on what will happen or what won't, but luckily I planned enough where I didn't have to worry about that, where I knew I would have the funds to sustain me, and if something should happen that I had to leave, I also have a backup plan for that. Well, I'll have enough money to get back home to re-establish myself somewhere back in the United States. And then what will I do? Simple. I will live as cheaply as I possibly can for a year, save up every dime I can, and come back. That's my plan B if I ever have to. If I ever have to leave. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm not leaving here yet. I'm just saying, should I have to, that's exactly what I would do. Because I know people sometimes think in terms of, things are black and white. You either succeeded or you failed at something. And I think that's a bunch of BS. You should celebrate your successes, but you should also celebrate your failures. Because if you do not succeed at something you set out to do, you learn so many things along the way that the next time you try, you'll be in a far more advantageous position to make it happen. There's never been a really great man that hasn't had more failures than successes. This is what I'm saying. So while I can't certainly tell everybody, yes, you should definitely sell all your stuff and definitely move over here and everything's gonna work out, I can't say that. But I just want you to think about this, that if it's something you really wanted to do and you don't do it, and then circumstances might come up later where you are and you're not able to do it, is that going to be a huge regret for you? Is that going to be something you look back on as a low point in your life for not trying? That would be what I would say to people who are thinking about coming here but aren't quite sure. Of course, it helps the more you plan. A little planning goes a long way. If you prepare right financially and if you prepare right mentally and you gain as much knowledge as you can from around the internet about living here, working here, and get different people's opinions. my opinion may not be, and probably isn't everybody else's. What I did was listen to both the good things and the bad things. I wanted to hear why people were disappointed or didn't like Cambodia. I wanted to know to see how relevant those things would be to me. And if it was something that I thought, yep, that would be something I would definitely not like, it would go on my cons list. And if I heard something that I said, definitely, this is something I would really, really like, or really dig, or really want to see or do, I would put it on the pros list. And in the end, it was just so overwhelmingly pro for me that I knew I was making the right decision. And sometimes people ask, well, why don't you do a video on the bad things in Cambodia or Siem Reap? Why don't you tell us about these the bad stuff, the horrible things? And my answer to that is simple. I think if you're going to complain about something, you should be in a position to at least have an answer on how to fix it. And the things I see here that I would consider bad, the things that I don't like or don't appreciate, I'm in no position to do anything about them. Plus, I'm so focused on all the things I like, I don't really have time to go out of my way trying to see the bad in every situation. I've said this before, you cannot control what happens to you sometimes. Life happens, gets in the way, might smack you in the face a few times, kick you while you're down, but what you can control every single time in every single circumstance is how you react to those situations as they arise. If you learn from it and act in a positive manner, positive things will happen. If all of a sudden you think you're especially cursed and the universe is out to get you, and you start acting that way, it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's really all I wanted to say tonight. Mainly, I just wanted to let you guys know I still love it here. I don't want to leave. And I hope I never do. But if I do, for me, it's just going to be taking a break till I can come back home, because I consider this my home now. I'll just be taking a break back where I was born to get enough money to come back and do it all over again. But I'll be wiser the next time if I have to. I'll be wiser. I'll already know a lot of things. And it will go much more smoothly. But, you know, let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's just hope it doesn't come to that. Because my needs are real simple. All I need is either a full-time teaching job, or what passes for one here, which is only 25 hours a week, $8 to $10 an hour. Or I just need to find a space, a building where I can do my own classes, get my own clients that want to learn English. And that's all. Then everything's good. Okay, it's getting a little dark now. Sang's back here. She's yelling at me because I'm talking into the camera. So I'm going to end this clip here. I'll talk to you guys later.